Hey, this is Carrie from Wrap Your Head Around Silks. This is the Expecting Aerialist podcast. How's it going, guys? I've missed you. I took a little break because I've been transitioning. So proud to announce I'm joining the Digitent Podcast Network, as well as my other podcast, Greener Grass. It's a health and wellness group, a like-minded podcast, mental health, exercise, motherhood, prenatal, lots of other podcasts there that are kind of, like-minded. So super excited. Also coming soon, I am rolling out my new class called Roll It Out. It's going to be a live virtual 60-minute rolling classes. So self-myofascial release. So you in the comfort of your own home with your balls and rollers, guided rolling with imbalances in mind. So live. So we actually get to meet each other. I fuse the work I've done with actual body work, working on other aerialists and myself to come up with these techniques. All right. So today's guest is Loriel Hennington. She is a commercial dancer, aerialist, and choreographer. When I say commercial, I mean working in Hollywood. And instead of the circus world, so it's kind of the other side of the curtain there. And she's toured with Pink, Katy Perry. She's the associate choreographer of the marvelous Mrs. Maisel. And she's an old friend of mine. She's also just experienced her first pregnancy. She is a 5-month-old and a 5-month-old, and all in the pandemic. So I'm really excited for you guys to hear her story. And we deep dive a little bit. It's kind of like we're just catching up instead of recording a podcast. And I did deep dive into the LA dance world a little bit. And I've got links for you in the show notes so we can take you all along with us. Let's get started.
Hi. What's your name?
What's your name?
Bean.
We call her Bean. Her name's Willa May, though.
Oh, Willa May. Beautiful.
Baby.
You got your baby.
We got the baby. Biggest head on a baby's body I've ever seen in my life.
I've seen,
gigantic.
No, I've seen some babies with that actual size head. Like some in life.
How did
real life
go
baby.
home?
I know your baby got to go home.
This baby has
Oh my God. How freaking cute is your baby?
She's gonna be 3 in a month. Just crazy. Because there's like a black hole called the pandemic.
Yeah.
And it just swallowed everything.
Where all the babies came and then all the babies were in the house.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh yeah. My best friend's babies like have no idea what's happening. People come over and they're like,
You know, she's a pandemic baby, but she has been waiting this whole time to see people. She's so social.
Oh.
She's like me. Her partner, my partner, do you know Asa?
no.
So Asa he's a musician, he's a drummer, and it's crazy that I only met him later in my life because he was like drumming for the floor.
You've been with him for a while.
4 years.
No?
4 years.
4 years?
Only 4 years. I only met him when I was like 41.
I had to make some breakfast,
Only.
Mom.
Yeah.
You know that 41 is young, right?
Yeah, I know, but I didn't meet him 20 years ago. But it's crazy that I didn't because he played drums for the floor, like Carolina and Sasha, for like 10 years.
Oh yeah. Wait, I think I do know him.
Yeah, you probably do. Everybody does. I mean, he plays for he still plays for the Toledo show.
You guaranteed saw him before you guys were a thing. Guaranteed.
I
just didn't pay me any attention. You've seen the floor. You've seen like Kero.
I know, but I haven't. Right.
Back in the day.
I never paid attention at all. And then he started doing that like the very second that La Flor de Sans closed. So we didn't see each other at the King King. I was like, I schedule these things, and then it was only until like 5 minutes ago. I was like, I get to catch up with Loriel. This is so freaking cool.
I know. It's been so long.
So long. So much has happened. So, okay, this podcast is like, recently I took a little bit of a break because I was like, I need to reorganize my editorial calendar. Like, I didn't know who I was bringing on and when. And I was like going through my people. I was like, who have I? Fuck. L'Oreal. I was like, how did I miss that? How did I?
I was also in the house. Listen, I was pregnant. I announced I was pregnant. And then no one saw me pregnant until all of a sudden there was a baby. So there's that also.
Well, okay. So when did you find out you're pregnant? Like when was this in the pandemic?
So August 3rd was our contraception date.
August 3rd of 2021.
Yeah. So here's the deal. So I was in New York doing Marvelous Mrs. Maisel from January 2021 until July 2021.
Oh, that's a long time.
Yes. 6 months.
Were you dancing? Were you choreographing?
I was assistant choreographer for Marguerite.
Okay.
And I actually flew on Maisel. So I had like an appearance. Yeah. I was a little Dorothy throwback for the show as well. So that was really cool. It was, fun to do a little something as well as work. And we had a blast, the best time. Missed my hubby, of course, because he was here working. There's no way he was going to come out there.
Is he in the entertainment industry as well?
No, not at all.
Oh.
He's actually a physical prep coach. So he does like diet, nutrition, fitness, and physical therapy for all his private clients.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So yeah, he was here working his tail off. And it was like, I was there working my tail off. So it worked out perfect. He took care of the dog. Easy. So right before I left town, I, had my annual visit with my OB. And she's like, are you considering having kids? I'm like, yeah, eventually we want to have children. I'm leaving town. And she's like, you guys should probably get started now because of your age. You know how they give you that geriatric pregnancy.
No, how geriatric are you? How old
I'm
were you?
39. I was 38.
You were 38 at the time. Okay.
Yeah. So like, she's like, you might want to get started. And I did a folic test. Everything's fine. I'm like, are you sure I should get started? She's like, you should probably get started. And I'm thinking, no way are we going to try this. I leave to New York, end up pregnant there for 6 months. You know what I mean? I was like, nah, let's see what happens when I get back. So,
okay. So that 6 months was not supposed to be longer than 6 months. It was it's exactly 6 months.
Well, she, exactly. Right. Like, so is that the deadline?
Yeah.
No, she's like, for your age, it could take up to 6 months to get pregnant. And I knew I was going to be gone for 6 months. And I was like, why would I try to get pregnant before leaving town, be by myself in New York?
Right.
Well, not by myself, but without my husband.
Right.
Right. Like, I wanted him to be part of it. And also I didn't know how I was going to feel. You don't know what your pregnancy is going to entail.
No.
I told horror story after horror story because that's what we do is we share our horror stories. So did she want to get in?
No, she wants her cartoons. So we're going to go for the device instead of the TV because I've been doing this podcast since like not quite 2 years and she's almost 3.
Wow.
So back in the beginning, I just used to put her on my boob and it would totally nip it in the butt. Yeah. And then there was a transition where we weren't breastfeeding and that was also an S show. Mm-hmm. Because I don't have I choose not to have a nanny because I can just pull it off. Mm-hmm. But there's little moments. Mm-hmm. There's moments.
It's all good. Trust me. I have a nanny and it's still an S show. So there's that. Like literally, that's why when I say I might have to go nurse my child, it's because he's exclusively boob fed. He will not take a bottle. He refuses the bottle. I can pump milk, unscrew it, put a nipple on it, and he goes, oh.
Okay.
Like, I just force fed him garbage.
Her too. She would not accept it. And so it changes your life in such a way because you can't go anywhere with.
You're tethered.
You're tethered.
Yeah. That's why the nanny comes here. So I can run to the grocery store, come back and nurse him, go to the doctor, come back and nurse him.
How old is he now?
Clean the house, come back. He's 5 months as of last
Thursday.
Oh,
okay. I thought he was slightly older. No, you just had this baby 5 months. Okay.
He's still kind of a freshie.
Yeah. Okay.
But
yeah, I had that same thing. It was a while till she would let somebody else feed her with another apparatus, and it was
what's a while?
Oh, I think I blocked it out, dude. Seriously.
There's a mental block.
Legit until she started some baby food because and it was also the pandemic. So where was I going?
There's that. Yeah. No, I mean, I do want to do things. I've missed out on quite a few of my husband's 40. So this is a big year for him and all of his friends.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. I've missed out on several really large occasion birthday parties.
Oh, bummer.
Because it's like not baby friendly.
Right.
And I can nurse him and put him down to sleep if it's at night, but they're all parents. So everything's at 7:00 and the child doesn't go down until between 7 and 8. So I've just missed already like several large birthdays. And I'm like, yeah, that's it. That's my life.
Yeah, that's how it feels for me.
That's this year.
I mean, in a pandemic too, it was different because she was like really in it.
Yeah.
But and I want to talk about that identity shift too. But I want to go back to let's go back to your the inception of the conception.
Oh, yeah. The OB telling me it's going to take up to 6 months. I knew I was going to be gone for 6 months. No way was I going to try to get pregnant at that time. So instead, we waited until I came home, and we hadn't seen each other in forever. Mm-hmm. So we did the deed, and we got pregnant the first try. So there was that. And we didn't know we were pregnant.
Okay.
We were just like happy to see each other because I came home.
Yeah.
And we actually took a vacation at the end of August. And on our vacation, I was like, I think I was supposed to start, like I had all my supplies.
Right.
And I was like, nothing's happening.
Right. No menstruation happened.
So I went to get a test. Took the test and it says I'm pregnant, which was really exciting for us. But also we had to kind of keep it under wraps because our mothers were with us on vacation.
Oh, and you didn't want to say beforehand.
Before I had a doctor confirm it.
Right.
So I was like, and we were in Nicaragua. Who knows if that test was like legit, like whatever. So like it could have been old, like that's our COVID tests were old, whatever.
Right.
So we did that and it confirmed we were pregnant, came home, spoke to my doctor. She was like, let me just go ahead and get you in, got us in. And she's like, you are 6 weeks pregnant. I was like, whoa. So that put us back to the very first time, August 3rd.
Magic.
2021. Yep. My hubby was super amped, as was I, but I was also like, oh, this is happening. I thought I had 6 months to wrap my head around it. It's like, no, you have those like 9.5 months to get it together. So, yeah.
So this is 2021. So the fact that you're on set for 6 months means that you guys are, all the COVID protocols. The fact that you got back to work is great.
Yes. Well, I was working like when we were deep in it, I was on set. And it was gnarly.
Because they hadn't figured stuff out yet.
Oh, no, they had. But it was, you have to jab a stick up your nose every single morning. Mm-hmm. Nose swabbing. And then while you're in rehearsals, and you know how intense rehearsals are, you're wearing a mask, goggles, and a face shield. And that is how you rehearse.
Because it was back then.
Back then. And they were doing it in like warehouses because they could vent them really well. So we were in like the stages were like warehouses. So they kept the doors up. So it's loud. It's constantly loud. They had the air running, pumping constantly. It was freezing cold. It's like, well, people are just going to get sick in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And we were all spaced 10 feet apart. So when you sit down for your break, everyone had an assigned chair. If you wanted to go eat, you had to take the chair with you outside.
Oh my God.
Yeah. They were like, do not take your mask off in here. I'm like, I need water. And they're like, well, you got to walk all the way down to the end to sip your water through the bottom of your mask, keeping it like this, sip it up, put it down, walk it back, sit in your chair. they were like, stop. They don't want us leaning over to talk, even though we're 10 feet apart, but you couldn't hear anyone, muffled. Yeah, it was a mess. It was, yeah, some of the longest jobs I've ever done, luckily in New York, because New York was ahead of us. Because, you know, they were like ground zero.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were months ahead of us. So by the time I got there for Maisel, the city was doing better.
Okay.
In general, we still had really like stringent COVID rules on set to an extent. So I was there with like Margerite Derricks, and we were living in the same apartment building and taking Ubers together to work. And they were like, you know, you really shouldn't be taking Ubers together. I'm like, if she's sick, I'm sick. Like,
right.
It doesn't matter.
It's like you're a couple, basically. You're sharing the air.
We were a literal couple for 6 months. Literal couple. We were sharing it. And when we weren't in rehearsal, we were together in one of our apartments watching TV because we were there together alone. Like, what else are we going to do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're sharing the same
So
air.
Like, it doesn't literally sharing the same air. So that was what that was. And it was still like in rehearsals for Maisel, on set for Maisel, goggles and a face mask.
Just dehydrated and not breathing.
Or you get my face, my poor skin. You know how those masks are on your skin? They just tear it up, just like raw in the winter in New York.
Oh my God. And you've been assisting Marguerite for your entire career.
Forever. I started dancing for her in 2003.
Right. It's a long time ago. It's like pretty much 20 years ago.
Yes. I'd moved into LA in 2001. I started assisting her, dancing for her in 2003. Probably started learning to assist her in 2004 and like assisting her as of 2005. Like that was my journey. And I went from assistant to associate choreographer with her. So,
and when you were touring, which you actually did a big chunk, right? Actually, not super early in your career, kind of later, right?
No, kind of after I started. My first tour was in I did a tour in 2003, but it was American Idol, but that was a short little summer tour.
But yeah, nothing like what you did later.
No, my first like big gone for 2-year kind of tour was 2012 was when that started. So that was 2012 to 2014. And I had 3 days in between Pink and Katy Perry.
That's right. I remember that because it was like you guys just bounced from one to the other.
We literally we were given like the offer 2 weeks before tour was over.
And did everybody from the cast of Pink go to Katy Perry?
No.
Just you and Tracy?
Tracy, myself, and Kassan.
Oh, okay.
So they wanted 3 aerialists for Katy. But they wanted 3 aerialists that were dancers. And we were literally, they knew that Pink was ending on like a Friday.
Wow.
And Katy was starting on Monday.
The tour or rehearsals?
The tour rehearsals. We went from 2 years of tour straight into 2 months of rehearsal. Because you know those tour rehearsals are long.
Oh, and they're intense.
They're intense. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
They're intense.
No, I know. That's when I got hurt at the most intense point of a tour rehearsal process.
Always.
Yeah.
Always. It's like everyone is tired. There's so much happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whirlwind of everything. And it's like, go full out. And you're like, oh.
Yeah. And everybody's watching because time's a ticking. Yeah.
Time's a ticking. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. When did you meet your husband? Was it
2017?
So you already met him and then you were touring.
Yes. I'd done that chunk of tour. So I did 2012 to 2014, 2014 to 2016. I did like 2 or 3 summer tours, like Icona Pop, Chris Brown. And while doing that, I was also like doing stuff for Marguerite.
Right. That's what I was going to ask. Like, was she like, where's my assistant?
Oh, she was like, you're home. Let's go. And we did. We hit that ground running. And then I was like, I'm going to go for the summer, but I'll be back. Yeah, it's all good. So yeah, I did a few little summer tours. And I think I met him at the end of Chris Brown in 2017. We met October 2017. And then right after that, I went into the next tour for Pink.
Oh, the most recent.
Yes. Not the most recent, but it was it started in 2017 rehearsals through 2019.
Okay. And the pandemic happened. Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Well, we were done with tour.
Okay. You guys were done anyway. I mean, your career is so interesting to me because you actually kind of did it in reverse. Like you did so much of your performance stuff after you were already kind of like, you were already doing the production stuff.
Yeah. What people say is like, cause commercial work is it's really good work.
Yeah. Money.
You're at home, you make your residuals.
Yeah.
You have your union status. I did all of that up until like 2011. And then I started touring.
Right. Yeah.
And that wasn't like an on purpose thing.
Right.
Planning to tour ever. I was happy with the commercial world. That was like, I enjoyed being home and working and just like, going from gig to gig to gig. That like totally worked for me. I never thought I would tour.
Right. And then, like our community, I had heard about that. I was like, oh, that's cool because you get to do both. Whereas like other people, they take the more normal
one or the other,
or they do the more normal track where they tour and then they're at home and then they're doing the commercial work. But the other thing for all those listeners out there who are just like, who are these people with these careers? Because these careers don't happen anymore for the most part.
No. Mm-mm.
No, like nope. I had, a couple of, you and Shannon Beach and, like Carmen Curtis, like we talk about these careers and it's not that it was so long ago. It's just the landscape just changed so much in such a short amount of time that,
absolutely.
I know a lot of young dancers, young aerialists / now because I'm teaching a lot and they just haven't. It's not the same. And I feel bad about it.
I don't even know. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, who knows what's going to happen once the world is actually open? Because we are still deep in this. We are still in a pandemic. It feels like we're free, but we're not. We are up in it.
People are still getting sick. Yeah.
1000%. So I don't know if tours are going to hold on to that element. Onto the element of aerial. It's fun. It's a great, exciting new era, like element that you can add to up your game, but it's a costly element. Yeah. It comes with great risk. There's great reward, but there's great risk. And I just don't know that people coming back, getting back to it are going to want to invest into in that per se. Like sit downs in Vegas, perfect. Yeah. A lot of artists are doing those residencies. That's where you put the aerial acts. Yeah. But on the road, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be a thing. It feels like I could be completely wrong, but it felt like it was like coming to an end, like that particular chapter.
Yeah. And there's been chapters of things, like the Britney Spears, the NSYNC, all those shows. And then there was no aerial in those shows. Well, kind of. Nope. Not really, though. Cher was doing it.
Mm-hmm. And wasn't she doing her sit down first?
Oh, I have no idea. I have to ask.
Because that's also a Roger Davies production. The things you got to remember are like, who was the management? Right. Who was the choreographer? Roger Davies manages Cher and Pink.
Right. So they have like a, yeah.
Yeah.
There's like a commonality there of what they're looking for.
Mm-hmm. And that's also Baz Haplin.
Yeah.
Thing. So like,
and Baz actually, he was Taylor Swift too, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
When Baz is on it, there's going to be some
aerialists. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I love that I don't plan these things. It just goes and it's nicer that way. The conversation. So, because it is actually a very unique thing dancer aerialist. So when we say dancer aerialist, what I think we mean is a person who could do both equally. Mm-hmm. Not a dancer who does a little aerial or an aerialist who does a little dancing. There's plenty of those people.
Yep.
What we're talking about is a person who does both, and they could do away with one, they'd still get hired for the other, right?
Yeah.
There are very few of us.
Yes.
Very few. I want to say 20.
Yes. I don't know if there's 20.
You think there's less?
I think they're like maybe. Ooh.
Yeah, no, it's a very small amount of people.
But I think I'm like overestimating. Like I'm talking like you are a trained dancer, Carrie. I'm talking trained dancers.
And then trained aerialists.
That trained aerial and at a circus school and are trained aerialists now. You know what I mean? Like you've done all the training, all the years of training in both categories. That is what I'm like. I know people that used to dance back in the day.
Right.
I don't call them dancer aerialists.
Yeah. It is literally a person who can get hired for one or the other, but not both. That is who we're talking about. And it is a very small amount of people here in LA because why is the question? I would almost say it's just like the amount of time that takes. Is that what we think?
I honestly think nowadays, I think it has way more to do with like social media and being that relevant dancer because everyone wants to be like the TikTok star now.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it'll never be what it was. Our generation was closer to that because we had people of our generation teaching that were like circus born or circus stars, and it was inspiring. But we come from a dance background, so it's easier for us to like kind of merge and pick up. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't think you would have necessarily wanted to do aerial if you didn't have your starting ground. You had like such a great foundation. Dance is huge. It translates so well. And then you look really nice in the air.
Yeah.
It definitely makes a huge difference. And then dancers have a certain drive. We have this just like this want and need to be better. So once you get into it and get going at it, you're like, I can do this. I'm going to master this just like I did dance.
But I'll tell you, I'll offer a caveat to that, which is I cannot tell you how many dancers who are in the commercial world trying to make it, who pop into class, and there are a multiple amount of reasons why they don't stick with it. One being time, because when you're working as a dancer, trying to figure out the time to be consistent with your training
and the cost
of it is very challenging. So that's number one, I think. For the people who are really driven, that's number one. Number two, it's just so hard. I think it's just so hard. Like, it's not just a hard workout. If you leave it for 3 weeks, you've went back 3 steps. Mm-hmm. And so like, if they can't
at the beginning, for sure, it's you don't gain that muscle memory until much later.
No. And depending on your body, like for me, I still struggle with it, especially, I have to come back to it twice because I broke my leg in half 10 years ago. And then I had the baby and like coming back, it was just like, my body was, it's like, I don't, like I do aerial 5 days a week now. I don't look, I mean, this arm, it's not that big. We've matured. So life, bodies are different. Don't tell me that. I don't want to hear it.
It's just what it is.
What are you saying? That when I'm 45, it's going to be a little harder? No, don't tell me that. So, right. So I've seen that. And, back in, 2011, I remember telling Meredith Ostrowski, our good friend, I was like, in 10 years, this field is going to be so saturated. There's going to be so many dancer aerialists, and we're not going to have these jobs anymore because all these younger ones would have come up, and it didn't really happen.
It never happened.
Is that weird to you, or is it just weird to me?
It is. No, it is. It's a strange thing.
Yeah.
It's strange.
Yeah.
It should have, because everything else has happened that way, right?
Yeah.
Dance in general has become so sad. Like there are always, I think maybe we're looking at it from a dancer perspective. As dancers, there's always like the new young group coming in, right?
And they're so talented.
Right under you. Yeah.
So talented.
Always. So talented. So different though. So different. It's a different style. It's a different time. It's a different type of dancer now. Completely.
Okay. How would you characterize that though? Like, how are they different?
Everyone wants to be an artist.
Like they don't want to be standing behind somebody. Is that what it is?
Yes. Everyone wants to be the premier, the front and center, the solo artist.
But they're not singers. You're not talking about a singer dancer. You're talking about a dancer.
A dancer.
That makes me giggle. That's just what you make up in your head. You're always going to be behind somebody.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love it.
But a lot of dancers now don't train with that in mind. They don't train thinking, most gigs are ensemble. They train thinking there's going to be a principal role. But in saying that, they're not doing it as if they're going to Broadway. They're doing it as if that is what's going to fly in the commercial industry. And sometimes it does. Sometimes there's that commercial, like the Apple commercial that you did, where you need to be a principal.
Right.
But most times not.
Yeah.
Most times you need a blend, but you need to be strong, but you need a blend. You know what I mean? And that is not what is out there now.
That's very interesting.
Auditions.
Okay. No, you're exposed to the younger dancers. I am not as much. I am exposed to the young aerialists.
Yeah. Well, holding castings, giving it, because, with COVID, everything is like, we send a video off of the choreography. They learn it, send a video back to us. Man, there are so many versions of the easiest choreography. I'm like, that is a different version of what I just taught and counted for you. It's just, it's strange.
Well, it's this, what you're saying is because individuality is so revered in that TikTok social media world. Yeah. But yes, you and I were trained. I remember when I first moved here, I was told by many, many people, they're like, your job is not to look like you. Your job is to look like, if you're learning from Dave Scott, you need to try to look like Dave Scott.
Like Dave Scott.
Never, ever looked like Dave Scott, but tried.
Same. Never looked
like Brian Friedman, but tried really hard.
That legit you brought me back to a job I did for Dave.
Oh my God. So hard.
And he was choreographing for 2 women, for myself and another woman, to dance behind Flow Rider. And he's going, right? And he's trying to give us sexy moves. And I was like, but in his Davisms. So he's like popping and locking while he's like being sexy. So we tried our darndest.
No, he's so hard to copy. The only person who can copy him is his assistant.
And he was on the spot. He was on the spot. He was basically freestyling and like, you got that? And we're like, yep. Sure don't. No clue.
But it was an exercise, and it was a very good exercise, years and years and years, going to different people's classes, trying to dance like them, when absolutely could never, ever, 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 ever. Not Dave Scott. Super Dave. I would try to dance like Super Dave. You guys, I'm going to bring links to all of this, because this conversation has gone deep into dance land, and these are aerialists that we're talking to. So Super Dave is one of the smoothest cats.
Oh my God.
He just like floats on. He just floats. And I would like...
He floats on a bed of clouds. It's insane.
And
he's dancing in socks. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. And then I'd be in his class every single week trying to copy him. This is hilarious to me. But over time, that really turns into something.
Yeah.
Of trying to really blend, like take another person's style just for that hour and a half and really try to do it.
Do on every gig.
Yeah.
Every gig, take that person's style.
Yeah. And try to clean up with the other dancers around you. Yeah.
Aerial has an element of that also. Like, depending on what job you're on, everyone has a different style of choreography, right?
Yeah.
They have a different way or a different artistry that they bring to their choreography. It is that way in Aerial 100%. So if I'm doing someone else's like if I'm doing Tanya's choreography versus Rachel Bowman, very different. They are different styles, but they can both do each other's styles. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's the same thing. You just do it in the air, holding your life in one hand instead of on the ground, in sneakers dancing on concrete. You know what I mean?
Okay, so Bean, what's wrong? Oh, she needs help with her headphones. 1 second.
Uh-oh.
She does pretty good though, right, Loriel? She's
great. I didn't even know she was there still.
No, she's listening to her music. Sweet. So her papa's that musician, and she's got me, and she's listening. Listeners can't see my head. She goes,
yeah. Yeah.
That's what she does. So Loriel, being on tour with Pink and Katy Perry. So you're dancing on the ground. You're in the air. What would you say about your experience as a performer in that type of job and how it's different than if you were only doing one or the other?
My husband would say it's gnarly.
On your body.
It's gnarly in general.
Okay.
Literally. So it's really funny being, like you said, an equal aerialist dancer. You are utilized as such.
You're used and abused.
You are literally like, they're like, we need you in every dance number because you're a dancer.
Yeah.
And touring, doing dance numbers, it can be intense.
Oh, that's the job already. You would have already gotten your paycheck for that.
Yes. And then they're like, but we also need a few really like elaborate, extravagant aerial numbers. And these are not numbers that happen during the dance numbers. These are happening outside of the dance numbers. So while the dancers are downstairs sipping their water, we're up in the air.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing for these tours that, you're the bang for their buck because they're not hiring two people for two jobs. They're hiring one person for two jobs.
Well, but we got paid for two jobs.
Okay. Well, there's that, which
you get paid for two jobs. Yeah. So like, I would have never done it if it wasn't negotiated for me to be paid like two people.
This is
That's
great.
The only way I would do it.
Well, yeah, because you have no break in the entire show. Then hire me just as a dancer. It'll be easier. Yeah.
Listen, it's easier just to be on the ground. So if I'm going to get up there and tax my body in that way, and actually like, I have like this great camaraderie with Tracy and Kassan, and we negotiate physical therapy. So we were able to negotiate PT for all of our tours.
Oh my God, that's great.
Travel with us. So we have physical therapists on tour with us. And
you needed it.
We were taken care of because it was necessary. Your body breaks down, So definitely, I remember, we'll never forget this. Tracy, Kassan, and I dancing on Katy Perry, doing our opening number was 9 minutes long. And it started with Tracy and I flying in the air and flying towards each other at a diagonal with spears in our hands. That's how the 9 minute number started. It was flying.
So you were on a harness?
No, we were in a hand loop because we had our other hand.
Okay.
Flying by one arm. We had to go all the way up to the ceiling and fly straight down, like towards each other. Like we went diagonal to the corners, and her stage was monstrous. It was like 100 feet across. So it was like all the way up with 20-pound spears in our hand coming at each other. So that's how it started. And it went for 9 minutes. It included running on treadmills for 2 minutes with the same spears in your hand. And it included a speed jump rope section.
Oh my God. The calories that are getting spent.
The calories. We were like, I was like, I've never been so small in my entire life. We were eating. Tracy and I, our joke was we would eat our dessert before our dinner. Every night at the show, we would go to the dessert table first because we needed to start the sugar intake.
Right.
And then we would consume a large meal after.
Right.
And then go into the show. And we were eating like bananas and apples during the show. So that was one experience. Another experience was Tracy and I were supposed to do a net number and as spiders, but the net that because you know how it is on tours, sometimes it's lost in translation. So they built this big net that was you couldn't do anything on it.
Oh.
It was like climbing a rope ladder at a kiddie park. You're like all over the place, getting rope burn. So it turned into a duet for Tracy and I, because they were like, God forbid you just not be in that. That doesn't work. You're going to, because guess what? You're dancer aerialist. So we did a duet and we did acro in heels.
This is awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh, I just thought of another one. Fernando Miro. He's another one.
Wait, who is?
Fernando.
Oh, Fernando. Yeah, but how are you still up to 20 or are you still down?
I'm trying to count, but I
hadn't even thought of him.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Are you still at 20?
No, I'm just coming. I just like dreamed up a number because I'm like, it couldn't still be just 10 people.
It's 10 people. Easily.
Yeah. Okay. And then also like, I'm not dancing as much now, but I have it in my body.
No one is.
Yeah. Meredith, well, she's not really dancing in Magic Mike.
She's not dancing right now. Yeah.
No, she does the Wet Dream act.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Exactly.
But it's, yeah. So interesting. I really hope that this audience even cares about this conversation, because I think that this conversation I would just probably have with you by myself.
Catching up.
I know.
And I'm loving it.
Your career as an aerialist is very different than like Leslie Vaughn, who's on Love. You know, it's so different. And your career is very different from mine, because I did a little touring, but you know, I had jobs that were different versions of that. You know, it wasn't the same. And so I had a different experience. When we talked about Tracy Shabbat is the other person that we're talking about.
Yeah.
You guys definitely had more of your aerial life on stage more than...
We had more time as far as our aerial careers are concerned on stage, but I did like a lot of award shows as an aerialist.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was like before I even started touring. That was like, I'd say starting in like 2009. I was doing like the AMAs or MTV, like movie awards and stuff like that.
MTV Movie Awards. Whew.
Yeah, like that. Remember those?
Yeah, it was a long time ago. That network called MTV.
My age is speaking. So yeah, that kind of a thing is what was happening. And it was like, I mean, those are the like fun, easy gigs where it's like, you're just going to be in a harness. You're going to be lifted up into the grid, which is 200 feet in the air, and you just rappel in. And it's like, that is fun.
Because you don't have to tear up your body on a tour. It's a one-off.
It's a wham bam.
Well, and you were also, and I don't know if this was, it must have been like 2009-ish, but you were doing Mental Head Circus for Terry Beeman.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I remember you did this Lyra act. I just remember it because at the time, to me, like an ankle hang was like, whoa, and it still is whoa.
It is, because it feels like whoa.
And it's still whoa because I still won't do it. But like my experience of seeing aerial, of course, is way different now, right? So nothing makes me do that anymore unless you're like, even like a hair hang. We're like, we've seen that, you know, like everything's been seen. But I remember you did this like heel hang on Lyra at the King. And all I remember thinking besides whoa was like, her booty looks perfect because you did like, did like the like upside down plie where you like bent your knees and stuck your butt up a little bit.
You went,
yeah. And it was like the perfect floating booty.
That booty comes from dance. Dance builds that booty. Only thing that builds that booty is dance.
Well, I've got a booty for an
in the world.
Asian girl, but then my daughter has like the perfect booty coming out of the womb.
Oh, I love it.
It's the cutest thing in the world.
Yeah.
So yeah, perfect booty. Terry Beeman, who is a legend. If you guys have never seen his stuff, he is in
you
that.
need to know who Terry Beeman is.
LA. You know, I have a lot of listeners who do not live in the States, and so this is a very LA based world that I live in over here. Vegas also. I talk to Vegas people all the time, and I feel very outside of that circle. Very much.
It's just a very different circle. I know my Vegas circle is a little broad. It's broad. It's pretty broad.
Okay.
I assisted Marguerite on Le Rev. So
the Le Rev peeps.
All the Le Rev peeps. And also anytime we've done Aerial on tour, we build and workshop in Vegas.
Okay.
So we use Armando typically in his space and he customs all of our pieces.
That guy is just a genius.
Yeah. But we also, like, for instance, Little Mermaid, I choreographed the aerial for Little Mermaid on ABC Live, and we used Foy. So we were there in their warehouse for 2 weeks.
That was, Tanya was on that. Tanya was on that. And then I had another friend on that.
Was on it.
Sagiv. And then
Sagiv. We had
my half Asian friend. What's her name?
Oh, yes. Sarah.
Yes.
Sarah Vaughn. She was our Owlie E double, but Owlie actually did all of her stuff.
And she was the vocalist.
Yes.
She was the
Owlie
vocalist.
was incredible. When she was in school, she was a synchronized swimmer and
Ah.
high diver. So she had that natural ability. So when we put her in a harness, she was fine. She was like, I had to do this. This is how I learned how to dive. We're like, oh.
So you guys
Cool.
choreographed the ground and aerial for that?
Yes.
Okay, I watched that. It was a pandemic. There was nothing else to watch. So just full disclosure.
Come on.
But she was so young. I mean, now it would have been different. She was so young back then. But I watched it and it moved fast. Those acts move fast. How did you guys? I mean, I remember Tanya being like telling us like the wires were so close.
Yeah.
And getting crossed was so easy. How did you guys do that exactly?
Man. Luckily, no blood.
Right.
Basically, I spent many, many hours programming. Many, many, many hours.
With the Foy people.
With the Foy people. It was rough. It was rough. It was a lot of, you can't have another inch because we need this for lighting. And I was like, well, I need that for a body.
Right.
I need that inch. It was a lot of that and a lot of programming to make everything work.
Right, because there's a light grid and then the aerial was getting hung above it.
It was hung below the light grid.
Okay.
But the light grid actually tracked up and down depending on what they needed for lighting.
Okay. Yeah. So there's a lot of people asking for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Departments.
And the aerialists are not the most important aspect of it. That is in everything you do.
Oh yeah.
We're an accessory. They're like, well, we could just not have aerial. So I'm like, we're going to make it work. Yeah. That's what we're going to do.
At the same time, without it, it's not, I mean, yeah, high reward on those productions.
High reward. So for me, it was your wires are going to be close. And that is why we hired professionals. So you should not be swinging when you spin. You should be right under your point, and you should just ride the track, and you should be able to see everything that's happening around you in the air. Because if you can't, that means that you shouldn't be on this gig. That's how that went.
Yeah.
So we put the right people in the right places. Because I was like, if, you know, and we actually, for that job, we hired Aerialist. There were 2 people that were aerial dancers. Everyone else was an aerialist.
Yeah, like a legit circus.
That's what they do, like
every day.
They were in Loriel, previously, like in some other cirque show previously. Those were the people that we hired.
Well, and then and for my listeners out there who are not professional and not trying to be, like when we're teaching stuff like not orbiting while you're spinning.
Yes.
It really matters later on.
There's no purpose.
It really matters when we're on these jobs, and it's always pressure, and it's always a lot of money on the line, and there's always like time is ticking.
Spatial awareness is huge, especially in the air. When, for instance, like you're teaching a class and someone is hanging by their knees and you say, I want you to take your right leg off the lyra. And someone goes to lift their left leg and they're lifting their leg into a spin and it cuts the spin and then they slow down. They don't know why it happened. It's because you did not realize you lifted the wrong leg because you were inverted. You have to have spatial awareness in the air. And then there's things like there's flying wires because there's props that are flying and lights that are flying. And then I have a person in the air. So you have to have that spatial awareness in the air as well as on the ground. And that is why we hired straight up aerialists.
Yes. Bean, what's wrong? Listen, I'm almost done because the fact that you haven't had to go away to feed your child is amazing because we're just talking like we have no responsibilities.
No, I took it. I nursed him. He went to sleep he was like ready for sleep right when the nanny got here. So I had him sorted.
This child wants to, she just wanted a little bit of attention. Little love and attention. Yeah, it's, like when the other day I was like standing and this student says, I'm going to hit you. I was like, no, I know where I am.
Yeah. I can see you.
I know where I am. It's fine. You're fine. Loriel, I appreciate you so much. And I would venture to say I would like to do eventually a second part where we actually talk about your child. I thought we were
not just catching up.
Yeah.
You guys, here's the thing. We haven't seen each other in years.
This is so fun.
Like, we needed to catch up. You guys can catch up on what we're talking about later.
Yeah, let's have...
This is going to be gibberish to everyone else.
No, it's not. Listen, it's not, because people still need to know this stuff. It's really important because this information only gets passed through people. It's not like...
That's true.
If there's any dancer aerialists out there who are budding little stars, it's a good thing to know. Flowers. Because, there's a good chance that the wave will come back and artists at some point are going to be like, no, we need aerial again. There's not enough wow factor in our show. Like, it's going to happen again.
Well, they need to know. Them wires are going to be flying at your head.
You got to know where you are in space. Yeah.
You better know where you are in space and time.
Oh, look at this bee.
Right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Look at she's so smiling. Look at this.
That's right. You better give them those cheeks. I can't. Oh.
All right, guys, we did kind of go down an LA dance world rabbit hole. So if you want, go to show notes, and I left links for all the people and different groups that we talked about, so you can catch up on all those choreographers and dancers. In the show notes, check it out. So on my website, Aerial Rehab and Wrap Your Head Around Silk's courses, they're currently waitlisted, but you can get yourself on that. Roll It Out, our virtual live classes coming soon. And of course, if you just want the free mini course is there for you anytime. Really easy to log on to the student portal. Thank you, Loriel, for carving out the time. And thank you, Asa Watkins, sound engineer. And we are now part of the Digitent Podcast Network. So check that out anywhere you find your podcasts, and also Greener Grass. If you, by any chance, just want to hear more of the sound of my voice, over there, we have a much broader world. It's all about ordinary people living extraordinary lives. And we interview everybody from like amazing, famous animators to CEOs of corporate companies. We had a CEO of a bra company. We just interviewed Raphael Luce, who plays the young Vecna in Stranger Things season 4. Lots more to come there. This week we're dropping Hami Mahani from 6 a.m. Run podcast. He's also the CEO of 6 a.m. Run, which creates wellness and nutritional products for athletes. So all like-minded, kind of in the same ballpark, but I think you guys might really be into it. So I'll leave links for that. Anyways, I really appreciate you guys. Let me know if you have any thoughts on guests. If you'd like to be on the podcast, you can always email Carrie at wrapyourheadaroundsilks.com. And I'll see you guys next time. Over and out. This is The Expecting Aerialist.